Hey y'all, what's up? I just started painting this chalkboard wall. You can see I got like a couple little swipes there and remembered that I said I would do this on a video, so enjoy this time lapse. Alright guys, it's a little bit later. This is dry now, and I showered and got all the paint off me. I still have a few places. I called Maya. He was at Home Depot while I was doing this, and I had him get me another can of paint. It took almost the entirety of 1 quart to do this little section all the way around. I have a little place up there that I couldn't reach. I need a ladder, or for him to reach it with his longer arms. I needed a smaller brush, and I'll show you where that is. I'm a lazy painter, and I should have taped this, and I did pretty okay cutting all this in freehand, but there are a couple spaces here that it's not a super clean line, so I probably will just clean up those little spots by taping a little bit and using the trim paint to go around it. And then also I had to get a small brush to get up in here because I wasn't able to get next to this pot hanger thing that Maya put up. But I really love this little chalkboard section. It's super smooth. I do feel like it needs another layer. You can kind of tell here where there's just a little bit of streaking showing through. So that's why I had him get another can of paint. Now, I think there are multiple chalkboard paints on the market now. Rust-Oleum, this is the brand. I've painted several chalkboard walls. It started in the house we lived in town, and we just like made a chalkboard that we built and hung on the wall. And then we painted a whole wall chalkboard there, and then we moved in our old house, the farm in Arkansas, and we did a whole chalkboard wall, and we remodeled. I removed it and I missed it. I knew I wanted to do a little section. I didn't feel like there's enough light in this space to warrant a really large space. I had considered this wall because it's really bright in the dining room, but this house has rounded corners, and it makes doing an accent wall kind of difficult to kind of have an ending space. And the way this pantry area jutted out just made it a really good place to put a chalkboard accent. I did have a sign up above this, which I've taken it down, and I'm not gonna put it back up there because it was too big. So I don't know, I think it looks good. Kind of ties in with the black range hood. And now we're on to the next part of the project, which is the counters. In case you're new here, we're the Sowards. We don't know how to leave well enough alone. It's like a thing. It's our toxic trait. We do not know how to leave well enough alone.
It's an overflow of strength.
It is an overflow of strength. This is what I say. A person's weaknesses are an overflow of their strengths.
And that's actually true if you stop and think about it.
Yes, and so we do not know how to leave well enough alone, but that's because we are fixers, we are improvers, we are dreamers. Everywhere we go, we're thinking what would be an ideal vision for this place. And this temporary house, which we purchased to live in while we're later gonna build a house, was fine. It was fine. But I will tell you, with these projects that we've done to improve it, it is really beautiful. And I really love it. So, you know, we came in here, we changed out the fixtures and the faucets, which wasn't a super expensive thing to do. We shopped around, we bought a lot of things online and found different things. It was like, okay, that's good. That's all we're gonna do. But then our sink was kind of like leaking because it wasn't caulked.
Yeah, well, silicone. You're supposed to silicone it all the way around, and it wasn't. So, and they didn't do it in the worst spot, so they didn't seal it right by the faucet, the kitchen faucet. So water got in there. These are particle board countertops, and so you can go and show them. I mean, literally the faucet is now leaning in because the particle board is
started to expand. So we could have just called the company that we bought our house from and asked them to fix it, and I think that they would have, but Sweet Maya, being the finished carpenter that he is, had an idea of how he wanted to make this better. And he's like, but wouldn't it be better with butcher block? Don't you miss the butcher block? Plus he could get it done fast, we wouldn't have to wait. And so the next thing I knew, Jeremiah had ordered butcher block, and he's changing the countertops. He did a walnut piece on the center counter, just kind of to differentiate. This is beautiful. It's heavy, so heavy.
Yeah, it's just a big piece.
It is a big piece. How big is this?
124 3/4 long by like 42.5 wide.
How many feet is that? 4 by 10.
4 by 10.
Like 4 by 10 feet.
Mm-hmm.
So
like 12-foot pieces though.
So like 3/4 of a dad by like 1.5 dads, more or less. And then we're doing just like
I'm gonna have him lay on this counter.
And then we're doing like a regular butcher block over here on the sides, which Maya is doing kind of with the deadline because our Wilder Still film crew will be here tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, they don't start filming tomorrow.
Till the next day.
Right, so I mean, I got
36 hours instead of 24. Much better. It's a much better time for you to tear out our kitchen counters.
I work best under pressure.
A quick update on that. We did put up the extended interviews on Abundance Plus last month. If you haven't checked that out, that's some extra Wilder Still content. And we have another video that's going to be coming out very soon that is the video version of our first podcast. So our Abundance Plus members, the Wilder Still, are going to get first access to that. And then the podcast will be out everywhere where there are podcasts later, and then the next episode of Wilder Still. So we're doing some more filming. We did some filming last week. We're doing some filming this week, and I mean, it's no time like the present to rip out the kitchen.
Yeah, so that's cool.
It's very cool. The pilot episode was such a massive success. So thank you all who have gotten behind us. I've been getting tagged in a lot of posts, people getting their Wilder Still stickers who signed up for the pilot episode. And again, that podcast episode will be out here really soon. And after that, the next episode of the show, which I'm really excited about. Y'all, I'm just sitting over here eating apple slices and peanut butter and watching Jeremiah take these counters off. I did want to show you guys something cool. I got a lot of cousins. Both of my parents are from families with 6 kids. So I have a lot of cousins all over the place. And so I can't remember. I don't even know how many cousins I have. Like, I've counted before, but it's a lot. It's in the dozens. And some of my cousins are old enough that, like, they're older than me, and their kids are not that much younger than me. Like, I have cousins that are only like 10 years younger than my parents, and so I have second cousins that are closer to my age. So lots of cousins. We have big, like, when we have family reunions or weddings or funerals, there's a lot of family. And it's funny because Homesteaders of America was this last weekend, and we didn't end up going. We really would have loved to be able to see everybody, but logistically, having just moved to a new place, we didn't have anybody to keep our kids or our farm. So it was home adulting for us. But my cousin Amy went to Virginia. My cousin William, who randomly lives in Front Royal, not a big town, but he just happens to live in the town where the Homesteaders of America conference is. And he has an ice cream store called CNC Frozen Treats. He had a food truck at the conference. I didn't know he was doing that. He said that that was kind of a later last minute arrangement. So yeah, a lot of you met my cousin Amy this week, my cousin Willie this week. Amy's actually on her way here right now. She's gonna come fly out from here since she's on this side of the country and come see my new place. So she'll probably be on a video either later this video or tomorrow. But my cousin Jerry, who is also William and Amy's cousin, he lives like 45 minutes from here in South Carolina. And it's really cool because he's lived out here for like 15 years or something like that and didn't have any family here where he lived. So I moved, he was excited I moved, and he bought this package at his church garage sale a couple weeks ago and brought it out to me. He paid $5 for this and he gave the guy an extra $5 to keep the bucket. But this is full of seeds and most of them are organic, a lot of them are heirloom, and they're all like 2 years old, so definitely still very viable. They've been kept in this bucket, so I know that that's a good thing. They've been kept dry. He sorted them out for me by type. So many seeds. I'm so excited. I'm gonna plant a lot of these, but I thought I would take an opportunity to share them. So if you put a comment down below, if you could use some seeds, I'll pick a couple people and send some to you. Don't have to do anything fancy, just keep an eye out. I'll tag you. If I pick you, I'm just gonna randomly pick a couple of people and I'll send you some of these seeds because it's way more than I could plant even over the course of the next few years. But it was really sweet for my cousin to think of me, and it's really nice to have he and his wife pretty close by. If you are international, I don't care if you wanna enter, comment, I don't mind shipping these internationally. I'm glad to do it. However, please don't comment if you live in a country that customs will not allow seeds to be sent in. I have tried to send seeds to people before that lived in a place where they weren't able to receive them, and the seeds end up just getting thrown away, so that would be a waste. So if you are aware of that, let's not take any chances with this. Other than that, domestic or international, I don't care. Go ahead and comment and I will send you, some packages of these. I'll pick a couple people. All right, got one of them off. They're pretty stuck on there. No, this one part is they ran screws from behind the stove or the oven into the side of the countertop. I guess maybe they're thinking because it's in transit. Right. But now either I've got to rip this apart,
risk damaging the cabinet,
or take the stove out to back some screws out.
Boo hiss.
I'm just here for the comic relief.
You're getting out the big boys.
My goal is to not have to take the oven out and not damage the cabinets also. So
yeah, I don't really want to do a cabinet makeover also.
Oops, just gut the kitchen and start from scratch.
Hey. What'd you do?
One great benefit of particle board is that screws don't stay in it very good.
So what you're saying is it's a really good thing that that walnut wasn't screwed into this?
Oh no, we'd have to just burn the whole house down.
Nice. All right guys, it's the next morning. I'll give you a kitchen update. I had my lovely guests here, Cousin Amy and Samantha, who came down since they were on this side of the country instead of Arkansas and Idaho. Definitely a lot closer to my house than usual. Yeah. They came down for a visit. And we just had breakfast. It's still all over the place. And then there's Wes. Hi, Wes.
Hi.
And Maya and Wes are fixing the space to put the sink in. But you can see we have new countertops. We have an almighty mess in here. But we'll get it worked out. These ladies are about to go hop on their plane, but I wanted to
go back and see our babies. But you don't go all the way across the country for a homestead of coffee. Yeah, not visit the new farm.
I'm so glad really you guys came. It's beautiful. Well, thank you guys for coming. Thank you guys for hanging out with me today while we worked on our kitchen. I will show you the cleaned up finished product hopefully in the next video. I bless you guys. Until next time.